Hi, this is Drew Moholland from NCM Hub and Joppa Radio. You're listening to WJOP LP Newburyport 96.3 FM. Hello, everybody. It is Afternoon Drive. Welcome. It is so good to be back in the studio. Let me tell you, I am joined today by my old friend. I'm so excited about this because we finally have some live music back in studio. What a day. This makes me incredibly happy. Mark Bishop Evans is in the house. How are you, Mark?
I am fantastic.
This is so nice to have you. You have the distinction of being the first artist back here since the pandemic and the first guy that I've got to hear live music in here. I'm very excited.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. Let's see. We'll pull you up a little bit here.
Yeah.
You got? How about that?
Okay. That's better.
You hear me a little better there? All right. Cool.
It's my voice.
It's been a while since we've done the live show. How you been?
I'm good. I'm great. Actually, a beautiful day. Huh?
Oh man, how about this New England weather? What is going on? I'm like confused.
I mean, is this like September or this?
November? I know. Yeah. And is it going to be the new thing?
Yeah.
You know, that's
right.
what I want to know. The world changing out there. I know.
Yeah.
It might not be a good thing. I know. You have a lot before. We're going to play some music here, folks, too. So I'm excited about that. Mark is a great singer-songwriter. For those of you who remember him on the show before, maybe you've seen him out and about playing. Oh, hey, bud. By the way, we got Ryan Rothberg in the house. I should mention that. Tyler Neufeld and Sarah Blackstone. I got to get used to introducing the new crew here. They're
all right.
Small. We say it's a small crew, but mighty, right?
That's right.
But for those of you who might remember Mark, outstanding songwriter, and I'm just excited to have him on board. But you have some big news in life.
Oh, I'm moving. I'm going home, actually. You know.
Yeah.
Originally from Southern California, and at the end of the year, I'll be retiring and moving back out there.
Wow.
Been a long journey, but I'm looking forward to it.
So what has it been? How long have you been here for?
I've been here since 1990.
Man.
So it's like home, almost, but.
Well, I'll say that's a long chunk of time.
Yeah.
So you were actually kind of, before the show started here, you're telling me a little bit about your travel plans. You're going to be going just before Christmas, and then you're spending Christmas. Give me a little bit of that. I like that.
Christmas on the road. I think that the travel plans are like, it's going to be Baltimore, Knoxville, Little Rock, Arkansas. And then I think I'm going to someplace like Oklahoma City, and then to Tucumcari, and then to Phoenix, and then to Palm Springs, where I'm landing.
Beautiful. So you're excited about it, though?
I am.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Go back home, and you'll have the guitar with you, I take it?
Oh, yes.
Have guitar will travel?
Oh, I have 3 of them. They will all be with me.
That is fantastic. Have you been playing? How was the pandemic? I mean, that's a weird question to ask. How was the pandemic? But I mean, did you get through okay?
I'll tell you, it was much more amazing than I would have imagined. I played online on Zoom.
Yeah.
They're just I play 5 times a week.
Right.
On Zoom. And I've met people from all over the world, from Israel and from England and from Scotland, from Ireland, from Australia. We've met people from all over the world and all over the country. So now I have new friends. So if I ever decide I want to go to England, I have home. I have places to stay.
There you go.
And same thing if as I'm passing through Phoenix, I got a place to stay. So.
Yep. Well, that's great. I should also mention to you, we're exactly a week removed from Veterans Day. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Vietnam veteran. I saw you posting a little bit, by the way, some of your old photos from the I don't even know where exactly you were. You could
Vietnam.
Well, yes, but I know it's
different
you could probably tell me exactly where you were, but unbelievable. Look, you still are, but man, you got the Hollywood looks there, my friend. Let me tell you.
I'm lucky. It's genetic. I don't deserve it after the lifestyle.
Very good, but thank you for your service and
thank you.
Outstanding. So you've been playing a lot, though. You keeping busy?
I am. I've been playing a lot, and since it started to open up a little bit, I've gotten out and played a little. Been playing in a number of different places, and.
Yep.
And it's fun to do both. I actually kind of enjoy the Zooms because you don't have to carry your equipment, you don't have to drive any place.
Yeah. You're saying you're upset that I dragged you in studio here?
No, I love you, Drew. I'm glad to hear.
Absolutely. Well, hey, it's been a while since I've heard a live song in this great studio here. You got one for me, or?
I do.
All right, let's take it away, Mark Bishop Evans.
found the old man in his easy chair, sitting in the morning sun. I asked for wisdom he could share of all the things he's done. He looked at me and he chuckled, and he flashed a knowing smile. He said, son, you best should have a seat, 'cause this could take a while. Now the first thing I can tell you is I don't know it all. The one thing that's for certain, you must get up when you fall. Though there's not an easy way, it must be understood. When you're kind and persevere, life turns out like it should. So remember to be grateful for everything you have, and don't become a person that would take more than they give. And don't be sinking anchors on every stretch of sand. Try to hold to your beliefs as loosely as you can. 'Cause the waves keep rolling, flowers keep growing, and the sun keeps shining down. Things keep changing, life is rearranging, and the joy's still there to be found. If you keep trying, there'll be no denying that your troubles soon will be gone. You gotta just remember, the waves keep rolling along. Now you're gonna have some ups and downs, happy times and sad, but love will always get you through the hard times that you have. So don't forget to tell your friends how much they really mean, 'cause you're really gonna need them most when you face the unforeseen. 'Cause the waves keep rolling, flowers keep growing, and the sun keeps shining down. Things keep changing, life is rearranging, and the joy's still there to be found. If you keep trying, there'll be no denying that your troubles soon will be gone. You gotta just remember, the waves keep rolling along. Now the years have passed, and I find myself sitting in that easy chair, and younger folks would stop on by for wisdom I can share. I look at them and I chuckle, and I flash that knowing smile. I say, folks, you best should have a seat, 'cause this could take a while. A couple things for certain are your death and taxes, but I'm here to tell you truly what the facts is. You may think you're finished with the whole damn thing, but nothing's ever over till the fat lady sings. So the waves keep rolling, flowers keep growing, and the sun keeps shining down. Things keep changing, life is rearranging, and the joy's still there to be found. If you keep trying, there'll be no denying that your troubles soon will be gone. You gotta just remember, the waves keep rolling along. Oh, yes they do. You gotta just remember, keep on singing this song. Yes, me and you. You gotta just remember that the waves keep rolling along.
All right, Mark Bishop Evans, and we are back. Live music in the studio. There it is. The re-entry.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, sir. The circumstances unforeseen. You came out of this with a message here. I think that some of those lyrics really resonated.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Well, thank you, sir. It is great to hear it again. Hear music and hear your great songs. I remember when last time you were on. Which do you remember when that was? I actually don't even remember.
It was like July of
1982. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
A long time ago. It seems like.
Yeah, it was right after the release of the CD, so I think it was July or August of 2019.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if it even got back to you or if you saw it on my social medias or whatever. But I had a lot of kind of random people that you had got their attention with that, and they was oh, I really like him. You know, hopefully.
Well, good.
Yeah, you definitely made some new fans. I remember that.
Super.
So, what was besides that guitar? What was the pandemic hobby?
There was no other pandemic. You know, I'm still working, you know, full time. So the first part of the pandemic, the first like 8 months, I was working from home.
Yeah.
And then I went back into the office. So I really had time to, you know, play music online and work. It was pretty much what I had time to do.
I always tell you, you know, I like to bang around with the guitar too. I find myself never bored.
Yeah.
With that, it was like the best thing I ever could have picked up, because just anytime I you know, I tend to be busy, but anytime I'm not busy, I pick that thing up and, you know, happy to do it.
Well, I did add a new guitar to the collection over the pandemic.
Are you one of those? Because some guitar players have their favorites and they keep it small. Others have a million. Are you?
I'm not a million guy. I have three.
Okay.
I have three.
So you're
you know,
simple.
and with the new edition. But it's a strange story. I was up in New Hampshire, and I visited a little shop up there called the Fret Shop.
Oh, okay.
Fret Shop up in Ashland.
All right.
Okay, and I was in there, and I was looking around on the walls, and I saw this guitar, and I just went, oh my God. In 1965, you know, when I was like a senior in high school, and I was playing in this group, I played a Martin D1220 12-string. Okay, that's what I had back then. And it's someplace along the line it went away, and you know, and I haven't had one since. And here's hanging on the wall in the shop is a 1965 Martin D1220.
Yeah.
And so I picked that up. I don't play 12-string very much because I don't have a lot of songs that fit it, but I had to have the guitar.
Yeah.
You know, happiness does not come from relationships. Happiness comes from guitars.
Well said. That should be a T-shirt if it's not already. The 12-string. It is just a different sound. It's beautiful. It is different though.
You know, but it takes a special kind of song for it to fit well.
Yeah.
You know,
Man, so it just spoke to you and you had to have it.
Yeah, it did.
And it will now be traveling cross country.
It will.
How does that? Is that like I'm sure you've already started packing and that's the whole reorganization, right?
I sold my condo over a year ago.
Yeah.
Well, almost a year ago, last December, and so I've been renting a place.
Yep.
And I got rid of almost everything, and I'm down to, you know, I could fit it in a 6x12, you know.
Yeah.
Fit it all, you know, including the motorcycle. I get that in the 6x12 too. So.
You know, now the fans of yours are going to have to, you know, travel out west to see a lot of your.
Well, I'm gonna keep doing the Zoom things because a lot of them are you know, it's just that I get to do them 3 hours earlier than everybody else, right?
Yes, yeah. And you get to watch morning football games, right?
That's right.
Oh man, well that's cool. So the pandemic activity was pretty much the guitar. You know, you just mentioned the band. I don't know if we've ever talked about this because you have band experience, like you know, like most guys do. When was the last time you played in a band?
Pardon me?
When was the last time you played in a band?
Last time I played in a band.
Yeah.
Well, other than like a worship team in church.
Yeah.
Okay. Because. 1985.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 1980, 1985.
All right,
like
so that's interesting because you never know. Like some people take the solo careers and just they never look.
And even at that point, I was doing a solo career.
Yeah.
You know, I was doing the solo thing, but I would do bands occasionally if the pay was right.
Yes. Do you miss the camaraderie that comes with a band at all?
No, not at all.
There's a lot of other stuff that comes with that too, right?
Yeah, you know, I found it so much easier to do a solo act because you know I always show up for rehearsal. You know, I can always do the songs that I want to do and when I want to do them and how I want to do them. You know.
Yeah.
And I don't have to split the paycheck.
Well said. Yeah, I have heard. I don't believe it to be true, but I have heard from others that their musicians some tend to have egos, and you might have found that in bands.
That's it. The other side, the downside of it was when you're playing at a club.
Yeah.
And you know, and let's face it, most people don't go to clubs to listen to music. They go to clubs to party with their friends. The music is background, unless it's a dance club, you
Right.
know. But the kind of things that I was playing were really, it was the band or whoever was playing was wallpaper,
Yeah.
right? And when you're wallpaper, and all the energy that is required to put over a song has to come from you.
Right.
Because you're not getting the feedback from the audience, and you don't have anybody else up on stage to have the camaraderie with to feed off of. So that's the downside of it, is the energy drain on you. But other than that, everything else is a positive.
That is my pet peeve, by the way. That I cannot stand when I see like an artist like pouring their heart out, and like there's that. Usually it's that one loud person that kind of like sticks out to me, and I can picture like hundreds of them over the years. But just that like disrespect, and just I hate it. It drives me crazy. I can't imagine how the musician feels. It feels like it bothers me more than it does you guys. I feel like the professionals, I think, are just used to it. It happens. You got to deal with it.
It's what it is, and that's why I don't do those things anymore, because I won't. You know, I don't play bars anymore.
Yeah.
Because of that.
I know, but yeah, it drives me crazy. Anyway, we don't have to get negative, but that's it comes up quite a bit on this show.
Yeah.
It drives me insane when that is happening.
Yeah.
But have you been writing? I feel like you're one of those guys who's always writing. But
yeah, I've been writing a lot. You know, I've got a new CD ready. You know, so when I get out to California, we're going to start.
it's going to be a West Coast release.
So that song that I just played, "Waves Keep Rolling Along," that's a fairly new song,
Okay.
and it'll be on the next CD.
Is that a radio premiere here?
Yeah, I don't think you know, I've played it
Out and about.
But I've never played it on the radio
Oh,
before.
well, yeah, I mean,
There you
it's
go.
got a certain signature now.
In fact,
There you
you're
go.
gonna get maybe a few more of those here today.
How about that? You want to do one right now? You want to keep rolling?
Oh, sure.
All right.
Okay.
Mark Bishop Evans here on Chapa Afternoon Drive.
Well, this song is this is last July we had the rainiest July, or the next to the rainiest July in the history of Boston. And I had these set of lyrics sitting around, and I figured, well, I have to finish the song now from July. It's called "Still It Rains."
All right.
Don't think I've ever felt so lonely. Don't think I've ever felt so cold. And it seems it just might rain forever, while I'm just standing here collecting random tears. Don't think I've ever been so lost, or just mislaid my will for living. And I think it just might rain forever, while I'm just standing here collecting random fears. I once knew something more than pain, but then it rained. Oh, how it rained. I lost my will to try again in the rain. Still it rained. I once knew something more than pain, then it rained. How it rained. been so sad. I don't think that I'll forget this story, and it seems it just might rain forever, while I'm just standing here, convinced the sky will clear while it rains. Still it rains, and it rains. Still it rains. Still it rains.
Nicely done. Beautiful.
Thank you.
It's a haunting little one there. That the voice sounds fantastic, sir.
Yeah, thank
You bet. Is it nice to? I mean, you've been out singing, of course, but is it sometimes nice to sing a song like that in kind of a smaller setting?
It is.
Not necessarily with me. You don't have to.
No, but it is. It's
Yeah.
kind of an intimate kind of song, you know, and it's. I enjoy really intimate settings for the music that I do. You know,
Yeah.
most of it's kind of low key and it's not all, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so I enjoy a quiet, intimate setting a lot.
You know, we were talking about just the busy places that you can play it at certain times. But do you ever like find yourself? I've heard even major artists say this, which is kind of why even like the Rolling Stones of the world sometimes will connect with just like a certain person in the crowd, or like they can tell something's getting through. Does that ever happen to you when you're on stage?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, when you're up there playing, you're kind of looking at the crowd. You should be looking at the crowd and trying to gauge whether you're getting through.
Yeah.
You know, and you can tell whether you're getting through or not. And once in a while, somebody, you know, it might even just be for one song, you know, but you know, you start doing a love song and there's a girl out there and she's looking at you, you know, and so you play it up.
Yeah.
You play it. You're doing it to her.
Yeah.
You play it up, you know, and it helps. It emotes emotion in the thing, you know. So.
I bet. Yeah, it's completely understandable. What's when in the process? So you're a big time songwriter. You're always writing. And so you said you had those lyrics just sitting around. How does that happen?
I was in a songwriting seminar, you know, because you know, as you know, just because you write songs and you've written songs doesn't mean you can't learn.
Yep.
You know, so every once in a while, Grant Malloy Smith had an online seminar, actually Whole Music, EJ. Produced this, you know, and so I was part of that. And as one of the exercises that he asked us to do was take a modern popular song that you like and write a whole new set of lyrics to it.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's where the lyrics came from. I wrote those lyrics to a popular song.
Do you remember which one?
Oh, yeah, I know which one it is.
Writer's secret? Okay, fair enough.
I'll tell you in a minute.
All right.
But so I wrote those songs, and then you know, right after that, I said, "Oh, now I got to write new music," and I couldn't. I couldn't get the song. I couldn't get the original song out of my head.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I just said that, you know, someday, you know, it's one of those, some days I'll finish that. You know, I put it in the pile. And then when July came along and it was raining, I figured, well, I remembered those lyrics. I said, I have to work on that. So the song that I wrote that to, and it doesn't sound anything like it, was a Beatles song, Something in the Way She Moves.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, so I wrote the lyric to that, and then
I'm playing the game in my head now.
Yeah, you won't get it because it changed. As soon as I started putting music to it, it started changing and evolving. You know, so it doesn't sound anything like it.
I think it ended up with the right home there. That was beautifully done. Very nice.
Thank you.
How do you go about writing a set list for a night? Do you obviously do you even care about the crowd? Do you think about the venue? Like what factors go into that?
Well, when I'm playing out and I'm playing to an audience that has not specifically come there to hear me.
Yep.
Okay. I do very little of my own music.
Yeah.
Okay, because they don't want to hear they want to hear songs they recognize.
Fair
right?
enough. Yeah.
If you're going to catch their attention, it's because you're playing something that they really like.
Yeah.
They've never heard your stuff before, so
Yeah.
they're not gonna, even if it's really good.
Yeah.
Most of the time, their attention isn't going to be drawn to it.
You have to weave your stuff in a little bit. Do you try to do that?
Well, If you see that you've got them, you
gotta hook
just
them
did a
first.
great song and they're really paying attention to it. That's the one time to pop in one of yours.
Yeah.
I almost never create a set list, but I have my list of songs with me.
Yeah. So it's
You
a
know,
feel thing.
And it's like, what feels right now?
Yeah.
And so it, so I do it that way.
Yeah.
If I'm doing something specific where people have come to listen to me, I will put a set list together for that.
Yep.
Because I want things to build and move in a certain direction.
There's probably, I mean, I'm sure you love it when people just come out to see you. I mean, that's there's no better, flattering compliment than that. But there's got to be something where you it's going to be a good game for you to see, like, all right, a bunch of people who don't know me, let's see if I can win this crowd over. Is that exciting, exhilarating in some ways, or?
It used to be. I don't know how this sounds, but I'll tell you, at this point in time in my life, I really don't care.
I love that answer. That is fantastic.
I do this because I like to do it. I do it because I love to do it.
Yep.
That's why I won't play places. I don't need the money, and I don't need the fame. I don't need people patting me on the back. I don't need any of that. So if I'm going to go play, it's because I want to do it, and I'm going to enjoy it. And that's how I approach it now.
That's awesome. Again, we're joined here by Mark Bishop Evans. Songwriting, playing live, or recording an album. What is the favorite part of those three?
Playing live.
Playing live. Interesting.
Yeah, I write songs for myself, but I perform for other people.
Gotcha.
I perform because I like to impress people. I like to emote something in them.
Yeah. There's an emotion that you probably don't feel in the studio, right?
Right.
Because,
yeah. The studio is boring to me.
Yeah.
I don't actually really like recording at all.
Really?
I do it because I have to.
And EJ forces you to sometimes.
Yeah, on the 35th take of this, I'm going, no, I'm going home. We'll do this tomorrow.
Yeah. And your music is so like I feel like if you're doing take after take, it kind of loses some of that raw.
It does. The freshness. I mean, I don't even really practice my songs. I play them at home a lot.
Yeah.
If I'm going to go out and play, I might run through 3 or 4 or 5 songs, just to make sure that I haven't forgotten them.
Yeah.
But I don't like to play them that often because I don't want to get bored with them.
Yep.
And once I start getting bored, I don't have any new music then I have to go start learning new music because I'm bored with everything I know.
Well, it reminds me, I went to see, it's probably 10 years ago, I went to see Springsteen when he was doing a solo tour. And a lot of his music, he was playing how he said he writes a lot of his songs on the piano.
Right.
And he's not the most gifted piano player in the world.
Right.
And, a lot of people are like, I wonder if that ruins some of the songs. And I was like, no, that's like the grittiness of that song it's right there.
Right.
It's all mistakes are purely intentional. It's the mistakes make it almost, better. Which I don't know, that always stuck with me about how, sometimes perfection isn't exactly what you're striving for.
Right. In some areas, yes, but sometimes not. I mean, when you're doing a live thing with, there's 30 people in this room, they're sitting there, they're listening to you. Mistakes are perfect.
Yeah.
Stopping in the middle of a song and saying, hey, I messed that one up. Can we go back and try this again? That all works. It all works, when people have come to see you.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, that's fantastic. Is there any, is there something about I actually feel bad for a lot of these younger artists, some of the ones that were kind of trying to jump on the scene here. And I'm sure maybe some of them across paths that kind of had to step away during the pandemic because it was just, I can't do it. If I can't play and can't make money, I have to go do something else. Right. There's plenty of those stories out there. I'm sure you've heard some of them. That can be tough when you're trying to make your name on a scene, right?
It is. And, I did that years ago.
Yeah.
And I played only played music for about 8 years at one point.
Yeah.
I had to supplement it with other things because I couldn't make enough money to actually pay the rent doing that. And, so, and I feel bad for the people who, so many people say, I'm going to do music, that's what I'm going to do. And it's just hard.
Yeah.
And especially these days where streaming, you can get, your song can stream 20,000 times and you get a check for $15.38.
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
Yeah.
So
it is. That is, I mean, we're mostly talking about like Spotify there, and some, but there's other ones too. But I mean, that's going to be a challenge, isn't it, for the next generations? I mean, and then never mind when you can't go out and play live. I mean, the pandemic just, makes it impossible when you can't do that part of it and make money that way. Yeah. Too bad. Well, anyway, do you have a name for the album yet?
No, I haven't got that far.
I haven't got that far. Went pretty far. How many songs are in that pile there the imaginary pile you pointed to earlier with just lyrics sitting there?
You mean like my stuff and stuff that and covers?
No, your original stuff. How many lyrics do you have sitting around that you could put to a song?
I have I maybe have 30 songs right now that are either finished or could be finished.
Could be finished, yeah. Well, what did they say? Prince had like 1 million when he passed away or something?
Yeah, I don't know. But I have maybe 30. I'm one of those people that I don't believe that everything I write is really great. Mm-hmm. I know songwriters who think every song they write is perfect and they'll record it, and I'm not that way. I'll write a song and I'll throw it away. I'm the whole thing. Rip it up and throw it in the trash can.
Never go back to it.
And never go back to it. Because if it didn't come out right, then my head wasn't in the right spot or my heart wasn't in the right spot. At that particular time, there might be a line or two that really grab me out of that I'll save. But other than that, no.
Do you know if you've like kind of grinded over a song for too long that it's just not working?
Yeah, I have some of those.
I bet everybody does, right?
I have some of those, yeah. They're in my B file, and every once in a while I'll go back and I'll play them, and I go, well, that's not so bad. And then I play it 3 or 4 more times and say, no, it stays there.
Yeah. It is. It can be a painstaking process, right? And sometimes they just flow off the page. And
sometimes you can write them in 15 minutes. You got a song and you go, why don't they all happen like this?
Yeah.
Other times it takes months.
That's what makes it great and rewarding, I guess, too, in some way. But all right, well, we've been ripping through. You got another? I'm just enjoying the live music. Want to keep going?
Yeah, sure. This song I wrote in the summer of 2020. I was watching, as we all were, the goings on in Portland, and the Black Lives Matter movement, the protests that were going on, and focusing in on all of the injustices in our system, and the Elijah McClains and the George Floyds and the Tamers, all of them, and I had to respond somehow musically, so. I wrote this then. I actually submitted it at the end of 2020 to the Great American Songwriting Contest, and it was a finalist.
Oh, no kidding. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And so the song is called Bitter Wind.
All right. Mark Bishop Evans on Joppa Afternoon Drive.
There's a dark cloud that brings the rain, a bitter wind that brings the pain, makes our children moan and grieve and kneel and cry. We cannot breathe, and it's a cruel storm that brings the death, a bitter wind that steals the breath. Gone the children's joy and laughter, gone the lives should have mattered. Ground lies a body of a mother's son. he saw lions say that he pointed at them with a gun. Now the young man had to die alone when his only crime was walking home. And no matter what they say, you know he's not the only one. Whoa, there's a dark cloud that brings the rain, a bitter wind that brings the pain, makes our children moan and grieve and kneel and cry. We cannot breathe and it's a cruel storm that brings the death, a bitter wind steals the breath. Gone the children's joy and laughter, gone the lives that should have mattered. Standing in the flames of a nation torn by hate and blame, where those who should protect are the authors of the greatest pain. You can take a bullet in your back when your only crime is driving black. And half of us refuse to call it by its proper name. Oh, there's a dark cloud that brings the rain, a bitter wind that brings the pain, makes our children moan and grieve and kneel and cry. We cannot breathe and it's a cruel storm that brings the death, a bitter wind that steals the breath. Gone the children's joy and laughter, gone the lives that could have mattered. Now all the pain and rage has been locked up in a cage and left beneath the boiling sun. If you open up your eyes, you won't be surprised at the revolution when it comes. There's a dark cloud that brings the rain, a bitter wind that brings the pain, makes our children moan and grieve and kneel and cry. We cannot breathe and it's a cruel storm, brings the death, a bitter wind steals the breath. Gone the children's joy and laughter, gone the lives that should have mattered. I said gone the lives that could have mattered. Well, it's a dark cloud, a bitter wind, a cruel storm, a bitter wind.
Very nice. Mark Bishop Evans on Joppa Afternoon Drive. Very nice, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, so these are all ones that are going to be coming out on the new album. That one, I obviously, I work in the news business as well. Those protests, I remember being out on the streets of Boston for a few of those. And for me, it was something I still said, I'm glad I got a chance to. I'm glad I was working at those times, and I probably would have. Curious Drew probably would have went out and checked them out anyway. But it was interesting to see that they were learning experiences on those protests, because you get a sense of the anger that was on those streets, and it wasn't. I mean, we saw a lot of some of the clashes and everything. Most of the ones I went to were peaceful, but you could feel that anger,
Right.
and it was,
and change places. You'd be furious, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a fast, and I mean, we're still obviously it seems as a country we're dealing with these things every.
Yeah, it's not gone away just because people aren't running around the streets of Portland protesting. The social justice issues have not been fixed in our country.
Yeah,
not yet.
No, and I know you've had a whole lifetime of seeing it. I'm sure. I mean, you probably come across it in music circles too, right? I mean, I'm sure you have stories that I couldn't even imagine of seeing. Certain people that maybe can't play certain places back in those days. I mean,
I mean, the through the 50s and 60s and even early 70s, there's segregated crowds in the South. Segregated crowds in South Africa, Lena Horne, when she went to Vietnam, she made a big stink because she would not play to a segregated crowd.
Wow, yeah.
You know?
And it's unbelievable to even imagine.
You know, yeah.
It's great. What as somebody who has served the country too, I mean, I kind of know how you feel on this because you know we're friends and we're Facebook friends and all that stuff, and so I know the man as well as the artist. But what is it? There's so many opinions on the kneeling and the what is your
my opinion is that it started with Colin, right? Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is where it was instigated. He had absolutely no intention of disrespecting the flag or the military or military service. That was not what it was about.
Yeah.
It was about a cry for social justice, period. That's all that kneeling was about, right? But the right wing decided, they don't want to deal with social justice, so they repurposed what he did and reclaimed it in a way that said it was disrespectful to not only the flag but to the military, which it was not intended to be in any way, shape, or form. I think kneeling is appropriate. I personally think kneeling is appropriate. I understand people who don't kneel because they have members of their family that are service members or things like that. I certainly understand that. But they wouldn't have to be in that situation if the whole purpose behind that had not been distorted.
It's fascinating. Do you feel that? I mean, I'm sure everybody's different, right? I mean, I'm sure you can't speak for most of the people you served with, but do you think most military people kind of take that approach of we fought for your right to kneel? Is that kind of the?
I've seen both sides of it. Mm-hmm. I've seen military people on both sides of the story. I don't think it comes down to being in the military. I think it comes down to your social leaning, your political leaning. Are you progressive? Are you right wing? Or are you conservative? What are you? That's where you take your cue from. Yep.
Yeah. Always fascinating to get your take on these. I always love it because it's just because you've seen a lot, which and a beautiful song as well. I know why you got the. What was the award again? So it was you.
It was I was a finalist in the Great American Songwriting Contest.
Did they tell you anything with that? Like why they chose it? I mean,
no.
No, right. Okay.
Actually, no. Yeah. They didn't.
They should. I think I would like to make a pitch for that.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's obvious why, but
yeah, but and it was really surprising because I saw it by accident before they notified me. I mean, I saw something and I went,
oh
my
me.
God, that's me.
No kidding. That's kind of a cool way to learn, right?
Yeah.
Man, that's fantastic. Well,
I'm going, why didn't they? I get home and there's the email.
Obviously, a very serious song. Do those take a little bit more? They have to take a little bit more out of you, right? Than when you're.
Yeah, but most often, something that's that poignant.
Yeah.
You get a great response from the audience.
Yeah.
You get people really paying attention and people really identifying with what's going on, and that feeds you all,
That's what you're in it for.
That's what you're in it for, to get that response that this meant something, this touch somebody's heart.
Beautiful. Well, Mark Bishop Evans, it was it's a pleasure. I'm so happy that you were the first guest here as we kind of reopen the studio to music. You're one of my favorites, and we're gonna have to. I know you're big on how to work the Zoom. So even when you go west, we'll find a way to make it happen. And
Okay.
I'm guessing you'll be back at some point, right? At least.
I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe not. Okay.
I know. I'm kind of giving myself 3 years out there.
Okay.
I've got a 3-year timetable. At the end of 3 years, I have to reevaluate where I'm at and what I'm doing. Am I happy? do I have community? Am I playing music? Is this where I want to be? You know, if not, then I'll be coming back.
All right. Well, it's a nice place to vacation too. You know, if
Yeah,
you one thing before Mark plays us out here is going to do one more, but I did want to say, I got to say thank you to my crew here again. It's a new crew. I mean, Ryan Rothberg's been here for a while, but he's I don't know him too well. Hello, Ryan. Great job as always. Sarah Blackstone, Tyler Neufeld, and of course Sarah Hayden doing this, putting this together, and we're back in studio and making it happen. So thank you to you guys. And there's a coalition, I guess, on the ncmhub.org that trying to make sure that just asking for support for this place. And, we do good work here, and we have fun, but we have all these great artists here. And for me personally, I just love having this show, and I love working with these people, and I hope you enjoy it too. I hope it translates, and I love meeting great guests like this, Mark Bishop Evans, who is obviously a local talent, soon to be a West Coast talent, but go see him when you go out west. How about that? There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, what are you gonna? I'll let you play us out, Mark. Again, it's been a pleasure to see you as always, man. I really do.
Yeah.
I enjoy it hanging with you.
Yeah.
And I just think you're fantastic.
Appreciate
so.
it, Drew.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
Why don't you bring us home? Hey, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time. Joppa Afternoon Drive. Mark Bishop Evans taking us out.
Things that I've done that other men only have dreamed. Then there are games that I've won when others could not make the team. I know that there's roads that I've passed where others would surely get lost, but sometimes I've traveled so fast I hardly could measure the cost. So it don't really count what you've got as much as it counts who you are. Though beauty can help you a lot, we learn so much more from our scars. In my life that kindled the envy of men, I've soared upon wings to the heights and learned how to feign and pretend. In all this I truly have found that value and praise aren't the same. Where riches and treasures abound, we tend to lose more than we gain. So it don't really count what you've got as much as it counts who you are. Though beauty can help you a lot, we learn so much more from our scars. Now the fire of a ruby so fine grows dim with the passing of light, and the glow of the stars in the sky can't happen until it is night. So it don't really count what you've got as much as it counts who you are. Though beauty can help you a lot, we learn so much more from our scars. No, it don't really count what you've got as much as it counts who you are. Though beauty can help you a lot, we learn so much more from our scars.
Mark Bishop Evans, well done, sir. Pleasure as always. May I wish you safe travels, a happy holidays, and thank you so much for everything over the years. And we'll be following you out west.
Okay, thank you, Drew. You can come on out for a visit. I got an extra room.
All right, sounds like a plan. I'll take you up on it here someday. Mark Bishop Evans, one of the great ones here, and everybody, we'll see you next time here on Joppa Afternoon Drive. It is nice to be back in the studio hearing some live music. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye now.